Let's be honest, bookkeeping can be boring, but you can do this in under 1 hour in your property business if you listen to what I have to tell you. So first of all, keep your transactions in one place. If you're using a bank account, make sure your bank account is only for your business expenses, because when you start to mix it with personal expenses, it becomes more difficult and it takes longer for you to filter out the personal expenses. So if you're only using it for business transactions, it will be a quick process for you every month if you have to do it for your business. You can also use a basic bookkeeping software to help you do this, which will feed directly into your system. So it feeds into your bank system and it takes all the transactions, and you will have all of them listed for you in one place instead of using manual spreadsheets. Now, what you want to do is to make sure you're categorizing all of these expenses. You can either do this by creating a pivot chart where you're just saying this type of expense or this type of supplier is that particular expense. Let's say, for example, you can say anything related to iCloud is a subscription. So every time you have an expense going out to iCloud, it will be allocated to subscriptions. You can also do this in your bookkeeping software if you create rules. So let's say in QuickBooks, you can create a rule to say any transactions that goes to iCloud or any transactions that goes to a specific supplier will be allocated to this category, and it will automatically do that for you every month. If you're using a spreadsheet, then you can do this by using a pivot chart. You can also automate it using ChatGPT, to be honest. So if you give it rules and say, this is the chart of accounts, a chart of accounts really is a checklist or a summary of what accounts you will have in your business. So this will list all the accounts that you should have or you expect to have and how you define those accounts. You only need to do this once to have a chart of accounts that you provide to ChatGPT or someone else if they're doing your bookkeeping, and then they can use that to allocate all of the transactions that will ever come through your bank system. So if you design a chart of accounts, you put it through ChatGPT, it will allocate each time all of your expenses based on those categories. And in some cases, if you don't have the account on your list, it can actually suggest where you should allocate that expense in your business. So it will be a quicker process for you every month you have to do it. Now note, obviously, if you're using ChatGPT, it has to be trained. So you may have to do it a couple of months before it understands exactly what your business looks like and what type of expenses you incur. But it's a pretty easy way to do it if you have smaller transactions and you have a small business, so you don't have a lot going through your bank account. Also, if you want to be more efficient in terms of your bookkeeping, you want to have your receipts stored somewhere. So every time you have transactions, make sure you're saving your receipts. You can use specific software to file your receipts. So what this software will do is to allocate each receipt to each transaction. So examples of softwares like this include your Dext. All of this can allocate to your transaction, so you don't have to do it. And this is particularly important if you are VAT registered, because you will need to have the backup information of all the transactions that you're claiming or you're filing for VAT. So I hope that was helpful, but you can pretty much do this in under an hour every month that you're doing your bookkeeping, and it will help you be more efficient in your business.